Many people are disappointed about the so-called flood control projects, hundreds of billions of pesos allocated for flood control, but people do not feel or see the results of efficient flood control. Every time slight rain only, 2-3 hours rains, the entire metropolis of the Philippines, the national capital region, is paralyzed. We have a lot of budget, but I don't know, some people are complaining that maybe not channeled to the right areas and objectives or priorities. It's very bad for the overall Philippine economic productivity.
Okay, welcome back everyone to
Welcome back to Pandesal Talks.
Pandesal Talks, and I hope everyone's safe and dry, no?
Yes,
We're actually shooting this
despite
buti na
the
lang-
typhoon.
despite the typhoon, and buti na lang
Yes.
medyo tumigil ngayon so that our audio is still okay, Wilson. And
Yes,
in that specific topic, Wilson, that's actually what I want to talk about today.
yes,
About, the habagats, sabay-sabay.
yes.
Tatlo, apat,
Several
pumasok
typhoons.
in Metro Manila.
Yes,
Sobrang samang coincidence, right? But we are here today. But people say that what happened naman today daw isn't as bad as Ondoy, wherein sobrang taas ng flood natin, pero masama pa rin.
I heard Ondoy was the worst. I
Correct.
remember, based on memory, Ondoy typhoon was the worst. Yolanda was also
Yun.
among the worst
Correct.
for the Philippines.
Correct. And I think with this one, medyo, I don't know, I'm not sure kung
Yes.
narinig mo, but there weren't much precaution about it. Parang bigla na lang nagsabay-sabay siya.
I think there was a lack of forecasting, a
Correct.
lack of preparedness, because a lot of these things happen suddenly. Then the day before or the day itself, all this suspension of classes.
Correct. Medyo, oo nga, parang medyo, ano ba, haphazard yung tip, yung mga ano nila, no?
I think the government of our country here in the Philippines should spend more money in advanced scientific forecasting of
Correct.
typhoons and advanced warning to everyone to avoid typhoon areas, to avoid going to school already, and then stop classes. They have to go back all the way home pa.
Yeah. Pero nasa
Amidst
budget,
floods.
nasa budget planning yan, right? Definitely.
We have a lot of budget, but I don't know. Some people are complaining that maybe not channeled to the right areas and objectives or
Okay.
priorities.
Wilson, actually,
Yes.
I wanted to ask your point of view, no? You are
Yes.
someone that has seen more experiences than all of us here. And I wanted to ask you, yung
Yes.
flood situation ba natin sa Metro Manila, has it
Yes.
become better naman kahit paano you've seen improvements or medyo lumala ngayon? Because for me, Wilson, just it rains 2 hours, it's already flooding.
A lot of people are complaining it has become worse because number one, there are more people now in Metro Manila and in the Philippines than previous
Density,
periods.
no?
Yes, more population in the cities, more congestion in our Metro Manila area. Plus, there is now the problem of climate change. There's a weird situation in typhoon schedules and everything. And also, many people are disappointed about the so-called flood control projects, hundreds of billions of pesos allocated for flood control, but people do not feel or see the results of efficient flood control. So many people are upset, are disappointed. Many ordinary students, families, employees, businesses, lives have been disrupted. What is shocking to me is every time slight rain only,
Yun nga.
2-3 hours rains, the entire metropolis of the Philippines, the national capital region, is paralyzed. Our economy is paralyzed. The government is paralyzed. All these no offices, walang pasok is the biggest headline. Walang pasok in the news, walang pasok
Inabangan ng lahat
sa
ng bata.
eskwelahan. That is nice for kids like when we were young. It's nice. We are happy. No classes. We could sleep longer. But it's bad for the Philippine economy. It's bad for the wage earner.
For the students.
It's bad for the exporters who have commitments to foreign buyers and foreign customers. It's very bad for the overall Philippine economic productivity. We will be losing out economically to all our ASEAN and Asian neighbors and competitors.
Yeah.
There must be a way we in the Philippines in the 21st century, we should utilize our government resources wisely, efficiently, using science, using technology. Number one, we should predict typhoons and flood patterns more accurately,
Tama.
earlier than most people.
Yep.
And then number two, let us please use engineering, not politician people, not lawyers. Let us please utilize our many good engineers to solve the flood problem. The flood problem is an engineering problem. It's not a political lawyer problem. Unfortunately, most of our government bureaus and government agencies, even Congress and Senate, dominated by lawyers. I'm not against lawyers, but we need more engineers
Yes.
fixing the flood control problems.
Do you think as someone that, sells real estate, hindi ba yan dahil lang medyo konti na lang ngayon ang mga puno, mga trees, no?
That is one big
Is
problem.
that just one factor?
That is not only a flood control problem. That is also environmental problem.
Exactly.
In the past,
right?
in the Philippines, in our cities, we used to have many trees.
Exactly.
I don't know why the government or the politicians allow the cutting off of all
Lahat
trees.
subdivision na.
Yes, not only subdivisions. Even if you have subdivisions, even if you are Singapore with tall skyscrapers all over Singapore, but you have so many trees in all the streets. In China, I'm amazed. China is a place where all the cities, they have the tallest skyscrapers, they have the tallest buildings, taller than New York already, taller than Hong Kong and Singapore. But I'm amazed. In China, all the cities on both sides of the streets, all full of trees, greeneries and trees. In Singapore, there's no street without trees. In China, there are no streets in the entire country of China with no trees. Unfortunately, we in the Philippines, we have chopped off all the trees. Like in Barangay Kamuning, here in Kamuning
Dito pa lang,
area,
no?
Kamuning Bakery Cafe. The reason the bakery is called Kamuning Bakery Cafe, the reason the barangay is called Barangay Kamuning, in 1939, there used to be a lot of Kamuning trees in the neighborhood. Now there are only a few trees you can count with your fingers.
No?
And in the neighborhood here, there's only one old big tree right beside Kamuning Bakery Cafe. So we should plant more trees. We should do engineering.
Yep.
We should really fix the flood control projects. There should be genuine flood control projects. And I recommend we in the Philippines should consult advanced countries that has succeeded with flood control projects. Number one is Netherlands. The whole country of Netherlands usually flooded, mostly water areas. Also, there is South Korea, there is China, there is Japan, there is Singapore. All these countries, including Germany and United Kingdom, all these countries are mentioned. I mentioned are advanced countries when it comes to flood control, flood mitigation, flood preparations, using engineering, using science, and lessening the corruption.
Actually,
If we have too much corruption, the money that is supposed to be spent for flood control, if 100 billion, 200 billion pesos, if you steal 60, 70% according to Baguio City Mayor, very angry. He accused many politicians of stealing 70% of public works construction infrastructure budget. Baguio Mayor Bagalong complaining, if you are left with 30% for infrastructure, you will have lousy or non-existent flood control projects.
Sobrang connected yun, Wilson, because I was listening to urban planner Palafox's interview in one of the news channels.
Si Architect John Palafox is one of the best architects in the Philippines.
Diba?
He is not only a very smart architect, a personal friend of mine. He not only trained overseas internationally and worked abroad. He is not only a good architect, He is an urban planner. What I mean, what urban planning is, that is what is lacking here in the
Exactly.
Philippines.
Yep.
Many of our politicians think very small time, think
Band-aid
micro.
solutions. Correct.
We don't think of things strategically. In the Philippines, there should be strategic thinking, master planning of the city. The flood control should not be per city.
Yeah.
Quezon City should not have its own flood control. Manila has its own flood control because all these cities are interconnected to each other. Even the Pasig River, the Esteros, all the canals are interconnected.
Dapat ganun.
It affects everyone.
Correct.
So there should be national government master planning
Actually,
on
yun nga sinabi ni
flood
Palafox,
control.
Wilson, that
Yes.
he actually prepared this whole book of recommendations to President GMA then.
Yes.
In-approve na daw.
Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
Makapag-approve naman na daw. Kaya lang,
Yes.
dating ng next administration,
It was all cancelled.
tinabi na naman.
That is the problem with our Philippine political system. We had a very bad political system. We inherited and copied from the US, our former colonizer. Look at what happened to the US. When you have Obama 4 years, after another 4 years, 8 years, then you have Bush, you have Trump, then all the plans are canceled.
Yeah.
Look at what happened recently. Joe Biden was president with Kamala Harris vice president
Correct.
for 4 years. When Donald Trump came in, all the plans of Biden were canceled. In the government, you need long-term planning.
It's a politics thing, no?
Yes, you need long-term planning, especially infrastructure. You cannot do projects for 1 year, 2 years. You have to have long-term strategic planning. That is one big weakness of the Philippine political system.
Why do you think administrations does not want to, like, continue on the approved projects already from before? It would benefit the country, right?
But the problem is our political system. We have every 4 years national election. So if the president now continues the project of his enemy or
Is there
last
anything wrong with
term,
that?
all the credit will go to that former president.
I know.
They will say it is his idea, it was
Ano
his
ba yan?
plan. So they have to cancel and
Create a
demonize.
new one.
Yes, everything, including the many
It's ridiculous.
And that's the problem with our political system. There's very few long-term strategic planning. What is amazing with China now being followed and copied by Vietnam, exactly in everything. They have medium-term plan, they have long-term plan, they have 10-year plan, they have 20-year plan, they have 50-year plans.
Sabi nga ni Grace po daw,
Yes,
yung flood control budget natin, almost at 200 million yan kada year. And that none of it, you won't even see drainage systems that have become bigger.
you won't see and you won't feel. You would be drowned in blood. What is shocking to me, what is shocking and very depressing to me, we hardly in the Philippines, very, very rarely we are published in international media on the front pages.
Okay.
I saw the Philippines featured on the front pages of European newspapers and media showing newlywed couple inside the church continuing wedding under the flood.
Nakita ko nga yun.
Under the flood.
Diyos ko, leptospirosis yung...
Yes, that is in the Wall Street Journal. I think Wall Street Journal or BBC front page.
Yep.
Very sad and shocking.
Actually, Wilson, to that point, right?
Yes.
Laging nagtitrend kada bumabaha is they laud Filipinos' resiliency. Pero,
very, very sad.
resiliency nilang ba tayo?
This is very sad. Many of the politicians in the Philippines here in our country, I think they abuse the resilience of the Filipino people.
Oo nga eh.
I think that is that is good and bad.
Yeah.
Good in the sense the people endure. Unlike other countries, we in the Philippines tend to endure
Hardships.
indignity, sufferings, and tribulations more than other countries. In other countries in East Asia, if you go to South Korea, if you go to China, if you have to, there will be not only rallies, blood in the streets,
Grabe.
revolution.
Yeah.
That's why in the Philippines, you notice throughout our entire history, very few bloody, successful revolution.
Grabe.
I have not seen a single one. Not a single, look at this, Lance. From the 333 years of Spanish colonial occupation, rule of the Philippines, horrible, bad governance, mediocre, and very corrupt Spanish corruption, and very lousy colonial rule.
Yep.
There were many uprisings throughout the 333 years. Not a single successful bloody revolution.
Yeah.
And then when the Americans came in, that was almost half a century, almost 50 years. There were many attempts at uprisings, revolutions. There were nationalist people like Antonio Luna. So FPJ created the movie Asedillo. Those are revolutionaries and nationalists, but not a single successful bloody revolution.
What do you think?
Even its revolution,
Oh,
it was successful technically speaking, but there was no bloodshed.
so dapat
wasn't,
our citizens become more vocal about these problems instead of being resilient.
I have a
instead of
theory. I have a
in
theory.
TikTok.
I have a theory about that. The plus and the minus of Philippine culture is the Roman Catholic religion. What I'm saying might be controversial,
Okay.
but I remember I studied in a Catholic university, Ateneo de Manila University. I have a socio-anthropology class. I had a professor who was a Catholic also. He's Catholic. Sabi niya, the Catholic religion somehow makes people accept suffering more. You look at Philippine culture. I
Mas
noticed,
patient, no?
hindi lang patient, we accept suffering as almost noble. Sometimes we romanticize.
Huh?
In the Philippines, the culture tends to romanticize or even glamorize or even accept suffering. Example, in Holy Week, in the Roman Catholic culture of the Philippines and Spain, the the Iberian Catholicism that Spain brought here, you notice during Holy Week, the focus is on the suffering, on the cross, the gory, the bloody, the
And they're even,
flagellations.
they're even reenacting it. diba?
Not only reenacting, people go through all that trouble, hitting themselves, bloodying
God.
themselves. Parang it's a noble thing to be suffering and to be having hardships, because in the future, in the afterlife, in heaven, you will get paradise and liberation. So some people tend to use that as rationalization to accept suffering as your fate, fatalism. So look at this. In the Holy Week culture of the Philippines, the focus is too much on the suffering and the death. But I notice in the Protestant Christian culture, the focus is on the Easter more. I noticed that there is no flagellation in the Protestant countries.
Yung pag-
You go
raise-
to
resurrection.
Protestant countries of Germany,
Okay.
UK, Scandinavia, USA, Canada. There is no culture of people
Understood.
going to the cross and nailing themselves down. So I think I'm not against it per se. I'm just saying we have to balance the suffering part.
Good point.
We in the Philippines should change our culture. This might be controversial. We should not accept suffering as part of our faith. We should not think that we are poor, we are fated, we are destined forever to be suffering because Jesus Christ suffered on the
Oh,
cross. So
Dapat
it's
hindi.
okay to suffer. It's not okay to
Aha.
suffer. It's not okay to be victimized. Victimhood is not great.
Do you think that's correlated to why Filipinos love rooting for the underdogs? And
Yes.
rooting for,
Look at Jose Rizal.
Ah.
He is like a Jesus Christ figure. He suffered,
binaril, very,
died,
di
and
ba?
then it's not only that. You
Mali.
notice. I'll tell you one thing. I noticed very very thought provoking for me. In Philippine culture, I noticed we tend to celebrate or commemorate defeats and deaths more. Look at this. The Jose Rizal Day that is the most important in the Philippine holiday calendar is the execution day of Jose Rizal, not his birthday. And then,
Hindi ba
isa
ganun
pa,
sa ibang country?
not in China, not in other countries. One more example. the fall of Bataan. When Bataan was defeated by the Japanese in the 1940s,
Yeah.
1930s, 1940s, when the Japanese defeated the resistance soldiers of Filipinos and Americans in Bataan.
Mm.
That is a big holiday in the Philippines. So
Ganda.
why don't we celebrate victories? Why do we always celebrate defeat, martyrdom? I'm not saying martyrs are not good, but we should resist making victimhood and suffering
I agree.
acceptable.
I agree.
So that is abused by our politicians.
Mm.
Many of our politicians, political dynasties,
Mhm.
corrupt leaders in politics and even in the private sector abuse the resilience, the acceptance of hardships of the Filipino people for centuries.
Ganda.
That's why I notice, I want to assert I'm a history buff. I'm an amateur historian. Throughout Philippine history, there's no successful bloody revolution.
Kaya pala.
In contrast, in China, for 5,000 years, there have been many successful bloody revolutions.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
like the revolution of Chairman Mao Zedong, 1949, the revolution of Dr. Sun Yat-sen, 1911, against the Qing dynasty,
Mm.
and the revolution of the Ming dynasty founders against the Yuan dynasty of the Mongols. There are so many stories of revolution succeeding. Because if people are not happy, they have a right to rise up in resistance.
Okay.
In the Philippines, we always accept and we believe that being resilient is noble and heroic.
Mm. Okay. Wilson, I want to, you
Yes,
know,
yes,
naman nasa topic tayo ng flooding, and we are both QC citizens.
yes,
Mayor Joy just recently announced, diba, na state of calamity. I
yes,
just wanted to understand, when people, you know, share you that post that it's a state of calamity, for them it's a nakakatakot na thing because it's like
Yes.
red alert already.
yes.
But what does that do for the government kapag state of calamity ba?
Mayor Joy Belmonte is correct and very honest
Okay.
in declaring state of calamity in Quezon City. I wish President Bongbong Marcos would do the same
For the entire
for the
country?
entire Metro
Ah,
Manila,
Okay.
for the entire for areas in Luzon hard hit by
Mm.
catastrophe. And I wish the president would be honest and frank to castigate politicians and government officials who failed miserably in the so-called flood control projects.
Correct.
The failure in the flood control management, the failure of our officials in flood control, mitigation measures, and flood control projects, all that failure deserves
Mm.
state of calamity.
Itong state of calamity ba, it allows Mayor Joy and the others to like mobilize extra funds?
I
ba
believe
yan?
so. I believe it will allow them to mobilize extra funds, extra
suppliers.
resources,
Oo nga eh.
extra emergency measures that are not normal policies to give more support and assistance. Quezon City, unfortunately, has many areas that has suffered, like Tatalon area in Araneta
Correct.
Avenue.
Siyempre.
The Commonwealth area is horrible. Always I see all these videos. There are horrible videos of floods. Unfortunately, that is not the fault of the Quezon City LGU, because I believe flood control is a national government concern.
Okay.
Because a city alone cannot do their own flood control,
Okay.
because all the cities of Metro Manila are interconnected. All the canals, all the roads, all the rivers
Yeah.
are interconnected. You cannot do your own flood control.
Actually,
Yes,
to that point, Wilson, no,
yes,
there was a video that actually lauded Pasig City
yes,
Mayor Vico Soto kasi out of the many cities daw, sila
Yes.
yung pinaka-less flooded. Dati, Pasig, lubog yan lagi.
If-
No? And,
Pasig
diba?
is lucky. They have a good mayor, number one. They have
Sa
a good
government
mayor.
talaga eh, di ba?
Plus, the city is quite small. Pasig City is a
okay.
very small city.
Okay.
So geographically, it is not. Yes, I believe Pasig is very fortunate. They have a good mayor in Vico Soto. who is the son of Kamuning Bakery Cafe's customer, Connie Reyes, very good actress. He is an honest and sensible
Yeah.
leader.
Yeah.
Plus, Pasig City is a small city. Pasig City is a small city in land area
Compared to QC.
and
no?
population. Quezon City has 3 million people.
Correct.
It is bigger than many European countries. Manila City, I admire also Isko Moreno. He has a lot of problems with flood control and other issues. Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte is doing a great job with a very difficult situation and a very big burden.
Yeah. Sabi nga nila, Mayor Vico daw, everyday, araw-araw, goes around the city para check kung yung mga basura ba is in the right place. Because those are the things that clogs
Yes.
drainage systems, di ba?
Yes. So that is,
Yeah.
those are 3 mayors who are doing good
Okay.
jobs.
Okay. Pero earlier, your point, Wilson, right? When
Yes.
you mentioned national governance dapat ang
Yes.
flood control rather than, LGUs and whatnot.
I have another proposal
Okay.
for flood control of Metro Manila. If I were the national government of the Philippines, I would create another new national capital region elsewhere. I would want to it's time
Para hindi
para not everyone.
flood prone?
Metro Manila,
Yes.
especially the old city of Manila, is historically flood prone. And Manila City, Spanish colonial era planning, very lousy engineering plans, very outdated engineering plans. We are right beside Manila Bay and Pasig River and all that. Horrible over congestion, bad urban planning. The roads are so narrow, too many people on too few streets. So I personally believe it's about time, the 21st century, the Philippines should create a new capital city, a new
Grabe.
national capital region
Mm.
outside of Metro Manila, where everything is master plan. Everything. What do I mean? Everything. All the where the floods will go,
Yeah.
where the water will go,
Yeah.
all the underground channels, everything should be high tech, should be flood proof, should be high
It's
tech. And also, you have to choose what place in the Philippines to build a national capital region. You don't choose a place that is flood prone. In ancient times, we had no choice. Everyone had to stay near the river. So you cannot blame the Spaniards and the early Filipinos.
because of trade, right?
We had to exist. In the early times in the colonial era, there were no cars, there were no trucks, there were no motorcycles. The only way to transport goods was through the esteros and through the rivers. So you need to create cities beside the river. So I will tell you an example. 200 years ago, 150 years ago, when my ancestors were in Manila doing trading, doing lumber business. In the Spanish colonial era, in the 1890s, 1860s, my ancestors had lumber business. All their lumber yards had to be beside estero. All the lumber yards,
Okay.
always at the back, there is an estero because in the 1860s, 1870s, when my ancestors were doing lumber business in the Philippines,
Okay.
there were no trucks to deliver logs, to
Okay.
deliver lumber. So all the lumber would go through the rivers and the esteros. But now it's the 21st century. We have trucks, we have railway, we can do.
Aeroplano.
So I believe it's time for Metro Manila
Okay.
to be sidelined, not to be condemned.
That's
It's to be
big, ah.
sidelined, left behind, and then build a new city. Why I'm saying this is practical and good? Indonesia already is creating a new city. Malaysia, under Prime Minister Mahathir, already created a new capital city called Putrajaya. I've been there, I visited it. Also Myanmar. Myanmar is a country, formerly Burma, poorer than the Philippines, more backward now economically, but the national government of Myanmar has the ambition to build a new city called, I forgot the name of the city, no longer Yangon or Rangoon. It's a new city. And don't forget, Brazil. decades ago, generations ago, created a new capital city called Brasilia, not Rio de Janeiro. The old city, the overcrowded city is still alive, but they transferred the capital city to a new, to decongest the city. Also, Australia,
Yep.
they have Canberra. Also, Germany, instead of always in Berlin, they have Bonn. So I think it's about time for the Philippines
Mm.
to create a new city
Yeah.
where people can be decongested.
Does it have to be new, or can we just elect another capital region, like balik tayo sa Cebu, balik tayo somewhere else, right?
I think Cebu is
Dapat ba
too
new?
far away. I
Okay.
personally would
Okay.
propose a new capital city somewhere in Luzon.
Okay. So,
At
okay
least,
pa rin. Luzon pa rin. Okay.
because if you go to Cebu, it's a great city. I
Yep.
love Cebu Lechon.
Good.
I admire the Cebuanos. I admire Cebu. It's a nice place. It's a great city. I recommend that we create a new capital region, a new capital city somewhere in Luzon, so that we will not be far from the old capital city. So we will not be
Para
far
mas
from
madali ang
Manila.
transition,
But
right?
not only transition, there is still non-stop coordination, non-stop transition is also one way to look at it. I personally strongly believe one innovative, totally out of the box way of flood control. Imagine you spend 300 billion pesos a year. Why don't you congregate that amount, combine that amount, get 1 trillion pesos and create a new capital city? It will be a catalyst for Philippine economic resurgence growth, because you will have more construction
Mm.
and more people will have better quality of life,
Yeah.
less floods and everything. We are always victims of perennial floods.
Yeah. Actually, earlier, Wilson, on the
Yes.
side, you were telling me kasi that if you are an investor in Manila or in the Philippines, right?
Yes.
Ang hirap dahil every time it floods, the world stops. Economy
Economy is
stops,
paralyzed.
right? Economy is paralyzed.
The perfect word to describe the Metro Manila region and the Philippines, every time a little rain, not even Yolanda or Ondoy
3-4
type
hours.
typhoons,
3-4 hours lang.
just 3-4 hours of rain, the Metro Manila region and the Philippines, many major cities are paralyzed.
Kaya nga eh.
Horrible.
One of the things, Wilson, that I wanted to talk about
Yes.
is Ateneo Denaga's president, di ba? Father
Yes.
Aridi.
Other
He is basically sort of calling out the government because every time umuulan, nagba-blanket suspension tayo.
Yes.
Entire country.
Yes.
Ibang cities maaraw eh.
I am very amazed. I'm very amazed why it is the job of the national government, even Malacanang,
Correct.
the executive secretary, being the one to declare blanket suspension of all classes everywhere from Metro Manila all the way to Bicol region. I suggest suspension of classes could be done by individual LGUs
Correct.
autonomously.
Correct.
And it would be faster.
Yeah.
It would be grassroots and ground level realities. Because you're in Malacanang, you don't see all the cities and all the provinces. You inconvenience the entire region of Bicol and other areas. There's sunny day and then the whole city, the whole province is paralyzed. No classes, no factories. And you know what I am very much worried about more than the classes, more than the exporters, more than the big corporations. I'm very worried about the daily wage earner. There are people in the Philippines and even the micro entrepreneurs. I am very worried about the micro entrepreneurs, the carinderia owner,
Street
the
riders. Di ba? Yung mga nagde-deliver.
the food vendor, the street
Oh my
riders.
God, you're right.
There are many micro entrepreneurs in this country who depend on daily
showing up.
incomes, daily incomes yan. And if you have 3-4 days of non-stop closing of everything, no school, no classes, no factories, everything shut down, where will they get their daily livelihood? I wrote a column a few days ago in Abante Tonight. By the way, I write opinion columns in Abante tabloid newspaper and Abante Tonight in Filipino language in poetry form. One of my poems was about my worry for the daily wage earner, the people we see in the streets, the carinderia owner, the fruit vendor, the riders of
Grabe.
food, the grab
You're right.
people, what will happen to them? There are also factory workers and other workers who earn daily wages.
Mm.
So that's a big challenge.
Wilson, like,
Mm.
feel ko hindi naman nagkukulang yung pag-asa in giving us specific destinations ng apektado ng
Yes.
typhoons, right? But why
Yes.
do you think Malacanang keeps on always pushing the gun and always inuunahan nila yung mga LGUs
I think
mag-announce sa mga magpapasikat ba to or ano ba to?
I personally feel, I don't know the motivations, but if they want to do blanket once in a while, maybe okay. But I suggest that they allow the LGUs to do their own declarations. That means
Or maybe they can supersede
they should.
if they diba?
I would recommend the Malacanang could do all kinds of announcements, but the LGUs could have the authority to supersede.
Yeah.
If the city mayor says this weather is okay in Bulacan,
Correct.
okay in Naga City, they should not be included in blanket suspension of
Yeah.
classes and closure of government and private offices.
Yeah. I actually saw our fellow Grace Christian College alumnus Senator Will
Yes.
Gatchalian.
Yes.
Recently, nag-share siya ng poster sa IG niya na in 2024,
Yes.
you know that we lost 30 days just because of class suspensions. Imagine.
I like what you just mentioned,
Imagine that.
Lance. That 30 days is because of typhoons. You have to count also that too many holidays
Oh, yun
that
pa.
politicians keep
My
on
goodness.
announcing. I'll tell you, all over Southeast Asia and Asia, I think the Philippines is one of the countries with the most number of holidays. And we keep on announcing all kinds of holidays. We like to declare holidays, no school, no class, no factories, no economic activity. We should be very disciplined and
Grabe.
refrain from declaring too many holidays.
Mm.
That's bad for the economy.
I love that.
Bad for the wage earners,
Yeah.
daily wage earners.
Dati nung bata ako, Wilson, I loved it.
Me also. I
When,
love.
it would suspend. But now that we're working class, we're seeing the bigger picture. Ang laki pala ng impact
Yes,
nito.
yes.
Right? Especially for investors alike, no? Okay, so,
I want to say something else about
Go ahead.
holidays. Some politicians claim they are copying China. Some politicians said they are copying China for holiday economics, so-called holiday economics. That's why sometimes what they want to do is to cluster the holidays into the same weekend. Example, there's a
tama.
national holiday on Wednesday. They
Long
said,
weekend.
you go to then you clump it together, you combine it with the weekend, so longer holidays, thinking that will boost the economy. The problem is the Philippines is not like China. We don't have the same situation. You guess why this will not work, holiday economics.
Yeah.
In China, they have too much savings. The personal savings of every family and every person is too much. The problem of the government of
Okay.
China, they are so fed up sometimes, they're so angry. They don't want people to save too much money. They need people to spend money because consumer spending is also good for the economy.
Of course.
The problem is
Iniikot nila.
the Chinese culture, almost all ethnic Chinese in the world kuripot, atipid, especially in China.
Yeah.
So they keep hoarding cash, hoarding savings in the bank, keep hoarding. So in order to force people in China to spend,
Yep.
they have the so-called holiday economics. So all the big holidays in China, one entire week. So in the Philippines here, our national day is June 12th.
Yeah.
Usually only 1-2 days, one day,
Sa kanila pa-
weekend, 2-3 days. Sila one entire week. Ang national holiday nila is October 1. It's one entire week, no class, no school, no factory, everything shut down. So even if you're the most workaholic Chinese in the world, even if you're the most kuripot, saving money in the bank person in the whole of China, you will be forced to go out of town. You will be forced to go and eat in the
Gastos,
restaurant because
right?
nowhere else to go. The entire neighborhood is shut down, so you are forced to. Another 1 week holiday is May 1. The Labor Day in China is an entire 1 week holiday. Also, number 3 is the Chinese New Year. The Chinese New Year of China is
Yeah.
one entire week of everything shut down. forcing people to spend money
Okay.
because they have a lot of savings.
Okay.
In the Philippines, tragically, our politicians and our government have failed to encourage, motivate people to save money. Also because of the failure of our politicians to stabilize inflation, to stabilize real estate rental, housing rental. There's no real housing
Galing.
program in this country. So everybody has to rent, high rental, high electricity. We have the most expensive electricity in Asia, maybe number one, number two in the whole of Asia.
Yep.
So what savings will people save? So we have one of the lowest savings rate in Asia. So when you force people to have so-called holiday economics of 1 week or 1 weekend no work, they cannot splurge also because no savings to splurge.
Galing.
So I disagree
love
with
it.
holiday economics.
Ang galing, no? The way you're telling it, it's like economics, politics, everything's
And
really
culture.
interconnected. And
Yes.
culture is very interconnected, right?
And you cannot fault the people. You cannot fault the people because the colonizers, the Spanish colonizers, are at fault. 333 years, the Spaniards did not encourage savings culture in the Philippines. The Spaniards, unfortunately, love to spend too much money also. Spend not their own money. I'll tell you an anecdote, a tidbit. Do you know Malacanang Palace was bought with a special Chinese head tax?
Mhm.
Do you know why? Because the government of Spanish government in Manila does not know how to do budgeting and saving. So the Spanish colonial government does not know how to do budgeting and savings of money. They are always deficit spending, always lack of money, always utang, always problematic. So when the Spanish government in Manila, in Intramuros, they wanted to buy Malacanang as a rest house for the governor general beside the Pasig River from the Spanish family that's wealthy.
Umutang.
They said, we don't have money. The solution? Special Chinese head tax. They created a special Chinese tax collected from the Chinese community. Use that money to buy the
They know the
Malacanang.
source of where all
Yes,
money is.
yes. So the Spaniards are at fault in the beginning, and I
Grabe.
also want to blame the politicians because they don't encourage savings culture in the Philippines among the people, partly because
Grabe.
too high inflation, too high food costs, high transportation costs, high gasoline costs, high electricity costs, and now they added pa new taxes on long-term savings of people, new taxes pa on bonds.
Again, we will create a whole new episode
Yes,
about that,
yes.
Wilson. Siguro my last question before
Yes.
we end this episode
Before we eat bread,
right, and before we end this episode about flood control,
yes,
the role of media during floods, Wilson,
very good.
marami nagsasabi, lahat tayo sinuscrutinize natin yung mga journalists on the ground at
Yes.
naniniwala tayo sa influencer. Pero kapag umuulan, kanino ka naniniwala? You've always gone to the people that are on the ground. ABS-CBN, GMA, TV5, di ba?
Yes, yes.
Sila yung mga nandun. Right?
They are more credible in general, more than the politician,
Exactly.
because politicians have other interests. Politicians want to look good always, not necessarily telling the
Telling the
whole
truth.
truth, the
Correct.
unpleasant
And
truth,
informing the people.
the unpleasant truth,
Exactly.
to warn people and to admit their mistakes. So I hope our mass media people,
Ganda.
our friends in the media, will be encouraged to do more disaster reports, to give advance warnings, to show
Okay.
people where
Ganda.
areas in Metro Manila you have to avoid
Yep.
being drowned, getting drowned. This sourdough is one of the special breads baked by Kamuning Bakery Cafe starting during the pandemic, during the lockdowns,
Wow.
because
Ganun, ah.
people were bored. We were bored in the bakery. We were stuck in the bakery. We cannot go out to malls, to cinemas, fast food, everything closed. So me and the bakers, we keep on thinking of new products. Thank you. Thank you. So sourdough is one of our new products in Kamuning Bakery Cafe starting during the global pandemic. Not only new, not only yummy and delicious, this is also one of the healthiest breads available. sourdough. Here at Kamuning Bakery, better quality, more delicious, and also not mass produced by machineries, all artisanal or handmade in the oldest pugon or wood-fired brick oven. This is only 75 pesos each.
Wow.
And healthiest bread,
Wow.
sourdough.
Wow, it's just a quarter. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just a quarter pala of
Yes. Not yet $2 for people abroad. If you want to buy from US and Europe, this is not even $2.
All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a
Thank you.
great day.